What's going on, guys? I'm back in my car. It was just too crazy in there, too loud. I got attention deficit, so that was going wild. Plenty of vendors there with the dollar bands, and one vendor, I destroyed all their Wolverine Volume 3 books. There's probably nothing left in there after I got through with them. I let my wallet get away from me. But that's okay. I didn't spend more than, I was willing to lose. Got some notable books. And I'll do a vlog part 3 when I find some time. And I'll just curate some of the notable books in my haul. I just got too many to give and to go through in one video. That's just a lot. And most of it's just Wolverine. I filled in huge holes in my Wolverine Volume 3 and filled in some gaps in Wolverine Volume 2 run. Yeah, I got the biggest book, pretty much the biggest book I needed secured. Passed on a book I almost thought about pulling the trigger on, but I made up for it. I got some other books. I think I found a deal on a book I paid $15 for, but the condition wasn't great, so maybe it wasn't a deal. I don't know. What I want to hit on in this vlog, I went to the Jim Starlin panel. I passed on getting a signature from Jim Starlin. I'm just not huge on Thanos, Infinity War, Endgame. He was an integral part in Death in the Family for DC. That's not a big deal for me. So, I brought these books that might as well be dollar bin books, just because they had, he worked on Stormwatch during the New 52 era, and worked with my favorite character, Lobo. Thought it would be nice to get those books signed, but Starlin was charging $20. Not hating on that. I paid $30 for that Kevin Eastman signature, which I will show you guys in just a minute. But I just decided $20. That makes the signature worth way more than the books I'm putting them on. So I decided to pass on that. Didn't seem like a good business decision there. But I did go see Jim Starlin's panel. For those of you who are active in the community, Rockin' Robbie from Comic Book Philosophers. He's the comic book manager for Store the Deep in this area. He was the MC for this panel, and he asked some really good questions, and I really got some good insight from Jim Starlin about the industry and his time with, he gave some good anecdotes to, about other creators he worked with, and that was really interesting. I really found that he was honest. He didn't sugarcoat anything, but he wasn't this bitter old man that, you never know when you meet like a legendary older comic book creator. You never know if they're going to be bitter about the industry or whatever. Like especially me being a pro wrestling fan, a lot of these pro wrestlers seem to be bitter about the business. So you don't know if that kind of culture is inside of the comic book creator community as well. But again, Jim Starlin was not bitter. He seems to enjoy making comics, still makes comics. He wasn't like a screw the movies kind of thing, which, and Disney's paid him handsomely, I'm sure. Seems like Disney really did their part to celebrate Jim Starlin. They included him. He got a cameo in Endgame or Infinity War that I didn't even realize. So it's nice to know that Disney paid homage to Jim Starlin and included him on things that he created. And then I waited 2 hours to get Kevin Eastman's signature. Is well worth it. Here it is. You can see it right there in the purple Sharpie. Before I got to him, I overheard him telling a little kid that his favorite color was purple. So I'm actually kind of honored that he signed my comic book in purple Sharpie. That's, knowing that his favorite color is purple, that's pretty cool. And he was the sweetest. I want to tell you guys, And this is both Jim Starlin and Kevin Eastman. They were both the sweetest, most humble men. They know all the clout their name has. They know the legacy they've left on the industry. And they're still the most sweetest, humblest people. And Kevin Eastman especially, I sat in on his panel as well. And Kevin Eastman kept thanking the crowd. He kept saying the reason why all this blew up and why I have all this work is for you guys. Pointing at the audience, he's like, it's your fault why I have all this work and why I'm so successful. And he thanked us, the fans, several times. And just stand-up guy. Everything you could want. From Kevin Eastman, the total fan experience. And again, Rock and Robbie, comic book philosophers, manager at the Deep, he was the MC for the Kevin Eastman panel as well. And again, he gave great anecdotes. I really got some insight into this issue. I wanted to ask him when I got my issue signed, is it just coincidence, wink wink, that the Turtles' origin is so much like Daredevil's origin? And he really talked about Daredevil being his favorite comic book character and Frank Miller being his idol several times in his panel. So that essentially answered my question. He was celebrating Daredevil when he wrote the origin story for the Turtles. And it was nice to get that question answered. I thought about asking him a question in the panel. I purchased the final issue of Amazing Heroes 203 because Lobo appears on the cover. Gotta have them Lobo appearances. And right there on the first page, the chief writer, or whatever you would call his position, he just like tore Kevin Eastman a new one, totally disrespected the guy. Now keep in mind, this was written 20, 30 something years ago. And I almost asked Kevin Eastman about that to see if he was aware of that article written pretty nasty about him. But I just decided I'm gonna let everybody in the room just have a positive experience. I didn't want to bring up anything negative. I definitely didn't want to try and contradict Kevin Eastman because they spent some time on how passionate he is about creator rights and stuff. And I didn't want to seem contradictory or like a jerk, so I left that question off the on the table, I guess. This will be it for vlog part 2. I had a great time here at the con. Plenty of vendors here. There's plenty of actors to go around for everybody. I didn't realize this. One of the either the creator of Doug, the cartoon Doug, or the voice actor for Doug. I don't know who Billy West is, but he was there, and so I got a little feeling of nostalgia seeing him and seeing people dressed up as Quail Man from the cartoon Doug, taking pictures with him. Overall, it was a successful con. I didn't hate my experience. Again, it was just such a blessing to meet Kevin Eastman, and then and I mentioned to Kevin Eastman that he's given me an opportunity to bond with my 4-year-old son, and he was just so humble and appreciated hearing that, and I felt like that was the right thing to say versus teasing him about the origin of the Turtles. That's about all I got to say. I think I'm just rambling here now. I'll try to find some time to do a vlog part 3, and I'll curate the more significant purchases in my haul, and we'll cover that, because I spent a lot of money. I came home with a lot of books, and while I don't regret my purchases, I just feel like it's too many books to just go through in one haul. It would be fairly boring, in my opinion. But thank you guys for watching my content. As always, any interaction, support, anything is greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys.